Welcome to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger. For the next hour, you'll hear proven methods for how to live the multiple income streams dream. Ryan is passionate about helping others discover their gifts and start their own business. He's published 5 books, and his courses and group coaching programs have changed the lives of thousands of students all over the world. Ryan's books include Private Label, The Easy Way, Finding Your Grace Place, and his latest, Streams of Income. And now, here's your host, Ryan Rieger.
Hey guys, welcome to the Streams of Income radio show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger. Grab my book, Streams of Income, for free at streamsofincomeradio.com. Excited, of course, again, I always am excited about the guests I have. I wouldn't bring somebody on if I wasn't excited about bringing them on, I don't think. But this is Carl Jacobi. He's somebody who I've known for quite a while now. He's a good friend of mine. He has an awesome story, guys. He's a dad who now does this full time. He has his own business, sells online, has some other streams of income coming in as well. But I'm eager to dig into how he decided to quit. I know that was not an easy decision for him. It was a little bit scary. So some of you might be thinking, man, how would I ever get to a point to where I could actually leave my job? Well, Carl has done it. And so we're going to unpack that. So Carl, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Ryan. Honored to join you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
this is awesome. So tell me about, we always start with people's stories. I love hearing how people got started in business. You can go back farther than that if you want, but how'd you get the entrepreneurial bug? How did all this start?
Well, I've always had the entrepreneurial bug, but I don't think I realized it until I was in the Army. Overseas, selling car parts and guitar stuff that I didn't need. I was selling it through eBay, and being overseas, I guess it was that's where I caught the bug. So, excuse me. So I sold on eBay, not as a business, just merely getting rid of stuff that I was hiding from my wife because, that's what we do, right? Buy extra car parts and music equipment and stuff. But seriously, that's just where my entrepreneurial bug came into. And sold on eBay for a while, got rid of stuff I didn't need, and then I started to do training and certification because of my background in the Army, being in military aviation. I had a certain niche that I could tap into for certifying by a national recognized body. So I was holding classes once a month, maybe twice a month, doing just that and prepping people for the certification exam. And it was nice. I didn't have to rely on a fixed income. I had complete control over what I made. I don't want to, have any extra money for some toys or to go on a vacation or whatever. I didn't have to have that. So having that flexibility is nice. And that's what I always liked about entrepreneurship. You had complete control of the freedom and both financial and time freedom.
That's awesome.
So fast forward, 10, 15 years. eBay was just kind of in the past. I didn't have anything else to sell.
Right. So were you selling parts overseas? Like you were selling them on here in the States?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd you do that real quick? How did that happen?
Well, I mean, it was really this, I had a couple of Mustangs. I'm a big Mustang guy. And Germans love sports cars, American sports cars. So, I bought as many parts as I could locally and just to fix up my existing cars. And I realized I had a lot of stuff left over. So I just went on eBay and sold them relatively quick.
Oh my gosh. Did somebody here, and while you were overseas, somebody here fulfilled those for you?
No, actually I shipped them from Germany. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, well, thankfully it was through the APO. Postage through there is not as what you would do if you're a local national in Germany. Shipping it directly to a customer in the United States, for example. So there was a lot of cost savings in that.
So you were in Germany and selling to Germans?
Selling to Germans, yes, and mostly selling to citizens here, or not citizens, but anyone here in the United States.
That's awesome.
Anybody that went to ebay.com, they were able to buy those parts.
That is so cool. I didn't know that. I mean, I've known you for a while and I didn't know that part of your story of how you got started. Guys,
Hmm.
there's opportunity everywhere. I mean,
Yes,
you
there
might
is.
think that, gosh, I'm over. And by the way, Carl, thanks for your service, man.
Oh, thank you.
Really appreciate it. And, you guys might think I'm overseas. There's no way I could start a business now, but Carl did it while he
Mm.
was serving in the military over in Germany. That is so cool. All right. So you said fast forward to 10 to 15 years and you kind of eBay wasn't the thing anymore.
Yeah, this wasn't a thing anymore. It just didn't have any more car parts to sell, and
Uh-huh.
I was hopping around contracts as well. It was just the nature of the beast. Didn't really have any time. Family was coming up,
Mm-hmm.
so time was just wasn't there. So I just kind of put it by the side. Continued on my other side hustle
Mm-hmm.
with training and certification.
Okay.
Um, some months was great, and other months were not so great. And I was realizing I was starting to hit the market saturation. It was only a one-time sell. Once that person was licensed and certified, that was it.
Uh-huh.
So starting to realize this, I asked on Facebook, hey, what's a way I can make some money online? Please don't get me into your network marketing deals.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to open a can of worms, and there's nothing wrong with that. I know friends that are
Sure.
really successful, and I'm sure there are some, but that wasn't me.
Right.
I didn't want to go down that road.
Sure.
So, um, one of in fact, she's a member of the MST community. She said, hey, won't you, have you ever thought about selling online through Amazon? I'm like, wait a minute, you can sell on Amazon?
Mm,
I had no idea. I thought that when you
yeah.
buy products from Amazon, you're buying it from Amazon.
Right.
So she recommended PAC, the proven Amazon course, in
Mm-hmm.
My Silent Teen community through Jim Cochran. And
Uh-huh.
that's how I learned. That's how I learned about the business that eventually got me to be a full-time stay-at-home dad.
I love it. We'll stop there just for a second because, Carl, you just said something that probably opened up other people's light bulbs. That same for when you learned it. So, guys, you can sell on Amazon. It's not just books. It's not when you buy through Amazon. A lot of people think it's Amazon's products and they store it somewhere. All these huge warehouses that you see popping up everywhere across the country, you might think those are Amazon's products that are all in there. Well, definitely are, but there's a lot of, millions of third-party sellers like Carl and myself who buy products at various places, send them to Amazon, and they get stored in those warehouses that you see. And when a customer buys them, Amazon employees will pack it up, put it in a box, send it to that customer, and pay Carl and myself. And there's a huge opportunity on Amazon. So you can sell on Amazon.com or .co.uk or anywhere pretty much in the world.
Absolutely. You don't have to have a business plan. You don't have to go to a bank asking for money. You can just start with used books. And essentially,
Is that how you got started with used books?
Well, it's funny how you ask. So when I first dabbed into this, I was a knucklehead. I was, so I'm hoping everybody that's listening to this is tuning in.
So this can work for knuckleheads?
Yes, yes, because I was that guy. So I dived in. I dived into what's called online arbitrage, where you could buy products online and flip it through the same thing. You send it to Amazon and flip it for a profit. So I hired a bunch of VAs and bought everything they recommended. Well,
and guys, VAs are virtual assistants, probably in the Philippines that he was getting these VAs from. People who work that you can hire overseas, usually the Philippines, and they'll do all types of online jobs for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're a blessing, let me tell you. However, you still got to do your research. And anybody that's listening to this that knows Amazon and has been on Amazon for any period of time is probably cringing when I'm about to say this, but I bought everything they told me to buy. They put on their sheets. So, having 4 or 5 VAs, I was just buying stuff. And I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong until that point where it's like, I probably should have done that. So meanwhile, stuff's still sitting in Amazon.
At least you took action though.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I was like, man, you know what? This ain't it for me. So I tossed the towel. I'm like, this is it. I'm done. I wasted so much money. Plus my other side hustle started to kick back up. I'm done. So I stayed in the MST community, my silent teen community, with Jim Cochran. And I stayed in there. I wasn't active, but I just kind of scrolling through, and I saw people being successful. I saw success stories left and right. You know, some that were like, wait a minute, this person's doing $10,000 a month. Wait a minute, didn't this guy just start a couple months ago?
Right.
So I'm like, all right, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to give this a try one more time, but this time I'm taking my time. I'm learning it. I'm going to, you know, I'm actually going to do what I'm supposed to be doing the first time around.
That's awesome.
So,
We got about 1 minute left here on this segment.
all right. So I got back and used books, or I started with used books. You know, yeah. So a lot of times I could get books for free or pay as much as 25 cents and turn around and sell them for sometimes as much as $50 each. Heck of a return on investment, if you ask me.
That's incredible. Well, guys, this is awesome. We're going to dig more into this. Like, I love what you said. It can work for knuckleheads. That might be the title of this. But we'll dig into more of how Carl did it, unpack the whole VA thing that he talked about, buying stuff from lists that he talked about with VAs, because now he does that again, but does it the right way. How you can find used books, where you can find used books. Is that still even a viable business model? We'll dig into that when we come back with more of Carl Jacobi. Guys, you're listening to Streams of Income Radio. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Streams of Income Radio Show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger, and we're having an entertaining conversation with Carl Jacobi. He says he's a knucklehead, and he made it work, which is so fun because he just is honest. He told us in the last segment some of the mistakes he's made. And guys, you're gonna make mistakes, but if you can hook up with a community, find a mentor, get involved with people, they can help you kind of eliminate some of those mistakes. But Carl started with selling on eBay car parts, and then he did after coming back home from being overseas serving in the military, went to Amazon.com. And yes, guys, you can sell on Amazon. He was buying lists from virtual assistants, and that is still a very viable business model where you can find deals that virtual assistants will look online for you. Walmart.com, Target.com, all these other .com sites that you can purchase from. You can even have it shipped to a prep center and never even have to touch the inventory. So Carl did that for a while and then went into used books. So Carl, let's pick up with the used books, because that's something that's very low hanging fruit. You said you found stuff for 25 cents and were able to sell it for a lot more than that. So talk about that business model, and let's just dig in there a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I just looked around the house. I heard several people say, look around the house, look for things you can sell, especially used books. So that's what I did. My wife homeschooled her kids, so she constantly was giving me the evil eye every time I went towards her catalog, her library of her homeschool library.
You were taking stuff off the shelves and selling them.
You know, I was kind of like sneaking them. I could just feel this glare on the back of my head, and I'm just slowly putting it back. But yeah, I was looking around the house, then I went to library sales, thrift stores. A lot of times people were wanting to give these books away. Yeah. I mean, it took some effort to go through them and filter through them, but for free, and I could turn around and flip it for as much as 40, 50, sometimes more, especially book sets. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, what better investment? Plus it gave me the freedom to learn how to sell, learn how to set up my shipments, you know, and really just learn, take the time to learn.
Yeah. And you did it it wasn't that you had to go out and spend thousands of dollars to learn. You were finding stuff off your own shelf. So in essence, it was free.
Yes.
Or you were, even if you had to spend some money, it was 25 cents here, $1 here, a couple bucks here. Wow. That's awesome.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what really gave me the confidence. Once I sent these books in, started to see them sell and actually started to see a profit. I'm like, okay, this works. Yeah. So in a community I'm in, it's very small, so books wasn't going to be sustainable. So I had to kind of just get outside my comfort zone and learn other types of arbitrage. Walking into places like Walmart and Target, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and just research. You know, learn the tools of the trade, so to speak, to develop a good business. So that's, you know, where it all pretty much started and how, you know, it evolved to where I'm at today.
Cool. What's your business look like right now? What kind of stuff are you doing? Are you still selling books or car parts or anything like that?
No, absolutely not. In fact, sometimes I kind of wish I'd get back into books just because of the return on investment potential. But no, it's actually, we do merely what's called replenishable inventory, where we can buy at any or buy at retail. We don't have to worry about clearance prices. We don't have to worry about sales. Of course, when they are on sale, that's gravy. But this is replenishable inventory that we can buy and sell consistently. This has really developed a good foundation for our business because we know these products will sell, based on the data we've looked at. And it's consistent. It has really allowed us to develop a solid foundation, scale the business where I can have multiple shoppers shop for me. I just give them a list and say, hey, go to this store or these stores. Here's the products we need. Here's the quantities that we need. Go shop and go have fun.
Wow. So you're not even having to do this on your own.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't touched a product in probably a year in terms of shopping, and I love it.
Dude, that's awesome. But I know you didn't start there, that you were doing it all, but then you've scaled up to where you don't have to.
Yep, that's right.
My gosh, Carl, there's so much to unpack that we can unpack here. So one thing you said that a lot of people will probably like wonder, how in the world do you know this? How do you know it's going to sell? Because it seems like with most online stuff, or it's, you're just kind of just hoping that it sells. You toss it out there and you send it into Amazon and you pray that it sells. You think it might be good because it looks pretty, or how do you know that?
So there's tools that we use that helps us figure out what is selling. We'll walk into a store, we'll just walk down to an aisle and say, okay, here's some products that we could start with. So we'll go into our tools and just type in whatever it is that we're looking at, and we'll find the listings that are currently available on Amazon and research the profitability. And within these tools, you'll be able to see how often it sells, at what price point, how many other sellers are selling this product, and just how profitable it is. And based on that analysis, we'll say, okay, yes, this is something we'll buy and sell, or not. I know this may sound kind of a long process, but once you get it down, it takes seconds just to analyze this data and figure out what your next steps are. Yeah.
So you're looking at data that's telling you, and you can make a decision, and you know that when you buy it, it's gonna move.
Exactly.
Wow, that's huge.
All data driven.
Yeah. So you're not just guessing or thinking, oh, I like the color purple. Let's put that in the cart because I think other people are going to like purple.
Nope. I already tried that. Didn't work for me.
Doesn't work. That strategy does not work. That is correct. And guys, he's talking about some tools like there's lots of apps. Essentially, you can walk into a store and use your cell phone to make the decisions that Carl's talking about. And one app is completely free. If you have an Amazon account, Amazon seller's account, it's just the Amazon seller app, that's free. You also probably use Keepa, which is a tool that basically shows, and guys, Keepa is, I would say Keepa is king as far as making the right decisions. It shows you a historical data of does this item sell? Is this a sales rank that it has, or this price? Like if the price is $30 on Amazon and you're seeing it at the store for $6, well, that's a great deal. But is it $30 on Amazon just right now and just today? And the whole last year it's been at $10 and not a good deal. Keepa tells you that kind of data. So you're filling up your cart with things that they have a proven track record essentially. And so Keepa is, I think, $17 a month for that. Is that right? So guys, very inexpensively, you can have a business like Carl's, and you just need some training. And so we actually have some options for that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So Replens, I know that would be, how you would say that you were able to quit your job, which congratulations, you just recently did that.
Yes.
I know we'll unpack that in the next segment, like how you came to that decision. But with this replen strategy, finding items that sell over and over and over again, that give you that foundation, is that what has allowed you to make that decision, make that jump?
Yes, absolutely. Wholeheartedly. Because I know, within a reasonable period of expectation, I know how much money I'm going to be able to produce each and every month, factoring in growth and so forth. And so, yes, absolutely. That is the absolute reason why I was able to come home, because if I've developed a business that's generating $20,000 in revenue or $100,000 in revenue each and every month, that's what I can expect. Of course, things are going to fluctuate.
Sure.
But other types of sales models where you're always scanning, or you're relying on clearance and sales prices, you're going to have that roller coaster effect of revenue. 1 month you can do 800, and next month you can do great and do 20,000.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want to. It's all peace of mind too. It creates a huge degree of peace of mind knowing that you have a stable business. You're not going to have that roller coaster effect. Good cash flow, and your employees are happy as well because they have hours. They're able to go out and shop almost there on a daily basis. So it creates stability for them and their families. So it's a roller coaster effect, not just for me, but for the family that's directly affected by this business.
Man, so guys, replens, these are items that are not clearance. These are things that are on regular retail shelves, regular retail pricing that he's able to find and flip for a profit. So there's a lot of people think it's only in the clearance, and that's a great place to start and a great place to look, and that's fun. But for Carl and a lot of people that are my students, the clearance is the gravy. It's fun to go in those clearance aisles and find things that are $5 selling for 40, and that can happen. Replens aren't usually like that. They're a lot smaller margins, but it's predictable. Like he has these shoppers that they literally walk into a store with a list of things that they need to buy. And it just provides that stable foundation. So man, absolutely. That's huge. How many shoppers do you have?
7 now.
7 shoppers. Holy cow. That's awesome.
Yep. Absolutely.
Very cool.
We have 5 employees in the warehouse. That was the first part that I built first, was the warehouse, because I hate packing and prepping.
Sure. Let's dig into that. We'll do it in the third segment here, which comes up in just a few seconds. We'll talk about that, how you outsourced that decision to leave your job, because I know that was not easy. And there are a lot of people listening that might be interested in doing the same thing. So guys, we'll be back with more of Carl Jacobi in the next segment. This is Ryan Rieger with Streams of Income Radio. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Streams of Income Radio Show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger. Grab my book, Streams of Income, for free at streamsofincomeradio.com. Also, this radio show is a podcast, and you can listen to all these episodes on demand. We're on episode 22, so there's 21 other episodes that you could avail yourself of. So just go to streamsofincomeradio.com. Every link that we talk about here, Carl has dropped a few mentions of some courses, community. We've talked about some tools. All those links will be right here at streamsofincomeradio.com. So Carl, we were talking about how you started outsourcing. We actually finished the second segment with about replens, items that sell over and over again. And that's allowed you then to hire people and give them essentially a list to walk into a store with and just buy those products. So talk about that process. Like how did you find that first shopper? Think about that person who's back where you were when you made that decision to expand. Or what was your first thing you outsourced? You said maybe prep and ship. Was that the first thing?
Yeah, actually prep and ship was the first thing I outsourced, because I like to shop, at least up to right about now. But I hated prepping and taping boxes, and I keep hearing several people, the first thing you want to outsource is prep and ship. Don't tape boxes. And absolutely right. So I actually started with my kids first. I got them involved with the business. I have 3 kids, 3 awesome kids here at the house. And I gave them a quarter for every book that they help prep or every product that they help me with. And that's essentially how I started to outsource. And it really allowed me to fine tune how to outsource, how I would guide somebody else who's not family, who's not of any relation, how I could guide this person. Plus it gave the kids some extra money to go buy some candy or whatever.
Carl, that's one thing I want to stop there just for a second, because that's something I love about this business is I see so many people who make this a family thing.
Yes.
This is not just you going out and making an extra income outside of the family and then coming home all tired because you just been hustling. You're doing this at home, or when you started, you were doing this at home. I know now you've outsourced it, so it's not so much there at your house, but guys, this can be a family thing. This could be something where you guys are all doing this together. So it's a family activity and you're making money at the same time and you're able to pay your kids something. That I love that about this. So, all right.
Yes.
So you taught your kids and that then gave you some experience on then how to maybe train somebody else?
Yes, absolutely did. So I just started to, look around as far as, at the church,
Mm-hmm.
through my local network in the town, figure out, okay, who wants to make some extra money that can help me prep and ship products.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with 2 people, beyond my kids.
Did you put like a post on Facebook or did you just contact them directly?
Yeah, I put a Facebook or a post on Facebook asking, hey, I need some help at the house, packing and prepping and shipping. Who wants to help me out? But really at that point, I was no longer at the house. I actually had a small little place.
Okay.
Something about bringing people inside home. My wife wasn't about. So
Sure.
They gave me some more motivation to get out of the house.
Yeah.
So I just started there. I started with 2 people to help me pack and prep, and it just kind of grew from there. And that was the first thing outsourced. It allowed me to, I created some some process, documented everything as far as how to inspect the products, how to prep them to Amazon standards, where it's got to be polybagged, bubble wrapped, and so forth. So that's essentially where I first started Outsource.
That's awesome. And was that like a huge relief for you to take that off your
It
plate?
It was. Yeah.
So what did that do for you?
It allowed me to shop more. So instead of having to go out, get everything, then bring it to the house, pack, prep, ship everything. And sometimes it was so late the kids weren't up, so I couldn't count on them. My wife helped me out quite a bit. God bless her. I would not be here where I am today without my wife and kids. For sure.
Me too.
I think that's with everybody, right? I lost my train of thought there. Geez.
Now we're talking about the wife and you about your warehouse and
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
what it allowed you to do when you outsourced the prep and ship.
So it allowed me to build the business more. So I didn't have to focus on prep and ship anymore. That was handled. In fact, they were doing a better job than I was. Yeah. And that's often the case. So it allowed me to build the business more on the sourcing side. I spent more time sourcing, learning how to source, and to build my business with more products, build more relationships with vendors and wholesalers, where I could buy products directly from the wholesaler or it's from the manufacturer, because sometimes things go out of stock at the stores and relying on that stock just plain sucks. So. Buying 4 at a time when I need about 100 of them, this doesn't work very well.
Right. No, you can't scale that, can you?
No, it certainly can't. So it allowed me to scale more and quicker. And my first shopper was somebody who I knew from a previous business relationship. She was a heavy couponer. And I asked her, said, hey, I need somebody to help me shop. Is this something you'd be interested in? She's like, absolutely.
Wow.
And it just kind of grew from there. So
that's cool. How did you pay her?
Well, actually, I experimented with a number of things.
Sure.
I'm now paying by the hour, but I paid by the piece.
Okay.
With a commission of profit.
Okay.
And that was great at first, but there were times when she was able to grab a handful of things, or there's times when she was able to grab a ton of things. And the times that she wasn't able to grab much, it wasn't because it was her fault. It's because the store sucked.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So
she wasn't making very much at those points.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to experiment. It really just took of getting creative, figuring out, okay, what's going to serve us both well. Because obviously you want this in both parties' interests. You want to make sure she's taken care of. Or else she's not going to stay very long.
Right.
So at the recommendation of a good friend, he does by the hour. So I said, okay, I'll try that. And sure enough, it's actually worked out very well for both of us.
Yeah. And are these shoppers the ones you're paying by the hour? Are they making decisions with Keepa and all that? Or are they just buying from a list?
No, I have one shopper that I'm mentoring to find new products and working with Keepa, and we're working on some incentives so that when they find new products, they get like a little bonus.
Oh, nice.
That's on top of that.
Yeah.
But this is merely just, for the most part, just going with a shopping list, going to different stores, picking up products, loading up carts, and taking it to the warehouse.
That's totally a by the hour process for sure. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very cool, man. So you have 7 people that are just going around that have lists that go around to different stores, fill up the carts, bring it back to your warehouse.
Yep. Between online and brick and mortar. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you just sit back and watch TV all day, right?
No, no, I could, but I quickly learned that's not good. I tell you, that's one thing about outsourcing. If you allow it, it can get you lazy.
Right.
It sure can. And let me tell you something. I really had to make an effort to continue growing,
Right.
other businesses and other revenue streams.
That's so cool. I love that you said other revenue streams because that's what I'm about. I love teaching.
Mm-hmm.
What I guess I know we're going to talk about one of those other revenue streams in the next segment. We got a couple minutes left here. What are you working on right now? What are some of your things that what's allowed you to focus your time on?
Well, I have several business ventures.
Uh-huh.
I have a good friend who I pretty much consider as a best friend.
Yeah.
We're partnering to help other people develop businesses, Amazon businesses.
Nice.
People that want to sell online but don't know where to start. They don't have the money.
Yeah.
So we're looking to help them with that. And
Love it.
Yeah. So that's one business we're working on. Golly, just had a
The Replen software. Doing the Replen software.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll talk about that next segment, guys. This is so. How many Replens do you have?
In terms of SKUs.
Yeah.
768.
So 768 SKUs of items that sell over and over again, and he's having these shoppers buy them. I would imagine that can be kind of a monster to try to keep track of those. Like, how do you know when one's out of stock? How do you know when I need to order more? Do I order 5 or do I order 1? Do I order 55 or 7? How do you know that? And you guys have developed some software that helps you track that.
Yep, absolutely. So about a year ago, Jimmy and I had collaborated on an effort to help us manage our replenishable inventory. How often we need to buy it, how much, how often. So yes, that's the genesis of the tool, and it has helped us immensely. We actually underestimated this, how much or how effective this tool is.
Yeah.
It allows you to create a buy list too.
That's huge. So you can just hand that buy list to your shoppers and they go out with it.
Yep.
Man, that's awesome. I want to dig in more. We got just a couple seconds left here, but I want to talk about more about that. What's that has done? Because I know that that's been enormously popular already, and you guys just launched that. So very cool, Carl. Guys, we'll be back more with Carl Jacobi here in just a few minutes. So this is Ryan Rieger with Streams of Income Radio. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Streams of Income radio show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger. Grab my book, Streams of Income, for free at streamsofincomeradio.com. Carl has talked about a lot of links today, and so all the links that we mentioned will be there as well. This is episode 22. So Carl, you mentioned that you just recently quit your job. By the way, congratulations. That's huge.
Thank you.
That was a hard, gut-wrenching decision, a lot of prayer, a lot of thought. Gone into that. Talk about that, unpack that a little bit, because I know there's people that are wanting to do that, or maybe they're, gosh, how do I make that decision? How do I make that jump?
Well, really come down to it is praying about it. It really did. And talking to my wife, getting her support. So that's really, what made the leap. And, my business, economically speaking, if I looked at the numbers, it made sense. I'm about 75% of where my business is compared to what I was getting full-time income. But I just felt that point where I could not grow anymore until I spread my wings, until I left. Because, 50, 60 hours a week at work, the team was great, but, at the warehouse and the shoppers, that I've built, but I could not grow anymore until I just spread my wings. So I prayed about it and recently joined a men's group Bible study.
Uh-huh.
And what's the very first topic they talk about? Seasons of change.
Oh, wow.
I'm just like blown away. Like I just had hairs go,
It was like
raise up on my-
confirmation.
Right, exactly. And it seemed like for a period of time, that's all that was discussed was seasons of change, embracing new opportunities. I was just blown away, and I just felt this push. I just felt this nudge.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I feel like I have to obey. I feel like I just have to go. Is it scary? Was it scary? Absolutely. I would be lying through my teeth if I told you, oh, no, I just walked in and took my notice and see ya. No, wrong. I would, it was not an easy process at all.
Sure.
It was not.
My gosh. Yeah. God is good, guys. He will provide us with confirmation of things that you feel like that you're being nudged towards, and you'll suddenly see all these signs pop up like, you're going the right direction. Yes, you can trust me. Just step out in faith, man. And I'm proud of you that you've done that. Now, I'm sure that there's also days that we just came out of Q4. And so you probably had like mostly high dollar days where you're selling a lot, but there's probably going to be days where you may have a low sales day and you're like, oh, did I make the right decision?
Yes.
But you just know that you did, and you just continue to trust. I love that, man. So you were at 70, your job was, or your business was 75% of what you were making on your job. Okay.
Correct.
And you gained back 50 to 60 hours a week once you quit. That's
exactly.
huge.
Yes.
Goodness.
You should see the smile on my kids' faces and my wife's face, when I'm able to wake them up and be there, and I'm able to take, the girls to swim practice.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
That's priceless. You can't put
it is. You can't put a number on that. That's the kind of stuff that, oh my gosh, that I want for more people, Carl. You are one of the success stories that I'm super, super proud of. That a guy that able to come home, be at home with their family, work from home. It's just so cool. And I'm so crazy proud of what you've done and accomplished. And I want more people like you. I want to be talking to more people on my podcast that are dads that have been able to leave their job. And guys, if you want that, it is so possible. Is it going to be scary? Yes. Is it going to be hard? Yes. But you can severely cut the learning curve by getting in the community, taking courses, listening to people like Carl, because he's been down that road and he's got that experience and can help you not make the same mistakes that he did. So that's what, can you do this on your own? Yes, you can, but you're going to end up, probably making a ton more mistakes than you need to, if you don't hook up with somebody that can kind of help guide you through the process. So,
and don't be a knucklehead.
Right. Knuckleheads can make this happen too.
Yep, absolutely.
So Carl, there's people listening, Carl, that want to be where you are and that haven't made the jump into starting a business, and they think Amazon might be the way to do it. Where would you suggest somebody, what kind of inventory, what would it be, used books? Would it be stuff around your house or what?
Yes, absolutely. All the above. So start with what's around your house. VCRs, even VCRs, that you can have around the house that it's probably hadn't been used since, who knows when. Those sell very well on Amazon, believe it or not.
And eBay too.
Yes, eBay too.
Yeah.
That books is it could be a great thing because you can go anywhere and find books and more likely get them for free because there are a lot of people that collect books and just want to get rid of them. People move. Oh, I don't want to hassle with this.
Sure.
I'll take them.
Guys, put an ad on Craigslist. Say, I'll take your books away, or put an ad on Facebook Marketplace, or post on your own Facebook timeline. I'm sure you got friends and you're friends of on Facebook that would be like, yes, take mine. They've been sitting in the garage forever.
Yeah. School books or, history books. And I mean, the opportunities are truly endless in terms of what you can sell.
Real quick on that, like, you probably get a lot of people that'll say, come grab my books. If you were going to do that again and had to start back over, what type of books would you say would pop out at you as the ones to grab?
History books, textbooks, cookbooks, anything other than novels. Those are the things that, typically they sell well, but you're not going to make much money on
them. So nonfiction.
Yeah, the nonfiction. All your fiction books, go for it. You're out of, like I said, military history, Those sell very well.
Military history. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And for quite good amount too.
Awesome.
So those are the type of books that I had looked for. There are more, I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but any fiction book really, just for the most part in general, sell very, very well and for a pretty good return.
Cool.
Yeah,
What, so if you had to go back to what coaching or course or group would you say get involved in?
Legends.
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 Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Wholeheartedly legends. So starting over, invest in books, get your business started with books, get it going, invest in a replenishable inventory, get into legends, learn the business, develop relationships, and just soak up the content, but soak up one piece of the business at a time, because it is so easy to get shiny object syndrome where you're hopping around like a little squirrel.
Right.
And that's where a lot of my mistakes in the beginning too is, I would get one piece of the business going and I'm like, oh, I'll do this, and just completely abandon that. So, for anybody that's listening to this, focus on one element of your business, get that successful, automate it, and hand it off to somebody else while you can move on to something else and build it, automate it, hand it off to somebody else, and just rinse and repeat.
That's what you just gave a ton of value right there. Dude, start with one thing, get that built up, outsource that, and then you can focus on something else, because there's so many ways to make money online, guys. You could take the whole model he talked about, VCRs, finding old things, flip them on Amazon, eBay, go to estate sales, thrift stores, garage sales. That could be your whole business right there. You could then, or you could go into Walmarts and Targets and all these other stores, those regular retail stores. That's a whole business model. So there's so many different ways. You just got to focus on one thing, get that built up, and then move on. So my goodness. Yeah. So guys, Carl mentioned Amazon Legends. It's a group that my buddy Danny Stock and I launched back in December of 2016. It's, I guess the best way to describe it is like an Amazon support group. It's an amazing community. That's like 24/7 coaching. I'll have the link in the show notes, but we actually have a 14-day trial link, amzlegends.com/14 days, amzlegends.com/14 days, a 14-day trial, but I'll have the link in the show notes at streamsofincomeradio.com. Real quick, Carl, your Replen software, I'll have the link for that as well. People can get that. It basically helps people track all their Replens.
Yeah, absolutely. It can help them track out all their inventory. We have options. If you only track your replenishable inventory, you can just select what's replenishable, and you can track just that. It'll track how often you need to buy it, when you need to buy it, how much, if you want to focus on your larger ROI items, you can filter by that. There are a lot of things you can filter by in terms of creating a buy list. You can create a buy list for your shoppers, select any criteria you want, what store, price amount.
And it just prints out a buy list for them?
Yeah, export it.
That's huge.
Export it and get it to shoppers, and give them a credit card and have fun.
That's right. And go back and watch your TV show.
Yeah.
No, you're probably working on other streams. It allows you to work on other streams. So
yeah, absolutely.
And Carl, thank you so much for being on with me. This is such a pleasure. Very entertaining. It's good to know that even knuckleheads can make this process work. Very much appreciate your time, man.
Yeah,
well, guys,
thank you.
Thanks so much for listening. This is Ryan Rieger with Streams of Income Radio. We'll see you in the next episode.
You've been listening to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger. From right here in the Dallas Metroplex, Ryan teaches several entrepreneurial courses and group coaching programs to students all over the world. Be sure to listen next week at the same time for Streams of Income with Ryan Rieger.